cool. We'll do asked and answered from the wife's perspective of the Honda Prologue. First of all, if you've seen a Blazer EV, then you've seen the steering wheel for this thing. I mean, it's exactly the same. Almost everything in here is the same as the Blazer EV, and I need to buckle up. All right, Connie, first impressions of the Prologue. Tell me about your likes and dislikes so far, things you absolutely like and things that are already confusing.
Nothing's confusing to me. Putting it in drive and reverse is very similar to other EVs I've driven, except you have to pull it forward, but I love this car. I like the knobs on it. I didn't think I would like the knobs, but it's actually very convenient and very familiar. And it rides very much like the Ocean, and it kind of looks like the Ocean from the outside, except everything works. So that's the difference. Seats are comfortable. I like that the driver's seat elevates, tips back. I can see the parameters of the car because I'm only 5'4", so it was easy for me to be able to situate myself because it's a big car. And it's easy for me to be able to see that right passenger front corner.
So it passes the 5'4" test.
Absolutely.
Honda is not famous for having super user-friendly infotainment, and this is a Chevy version of a Honda. Are you intimidated by it, or do you think that you really won't need to use it very much? What's your thoughts there?
Oh, I would use it all the time, and I think it's just a matter of that, and it's got Spotify, which I'm very used to.
So you would just sign into your Spotify and work from that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm a CarPlay guy, even though I haven't had CarPlay since, 2021, but I don't think there's a whole lot different to it. Bluetooth is the most convenient way to do things, and this Spotify app is even nicer. You can just hop in. Buttons are different. Talk to me about the buttons. How do you feel about the back of the steering wheel for a lot of the buttons you're using? Is that weird or something to learn, or are you going to be okay with that?
I'm okay with it. It is definitely something that's different.
Right side is audio volume, and then on the screen it shows the right here, and then left side is preset on the back of the steering wheel.
And I've used it only one time. This is the only second time I've ever driven this car. So it's a little learning curve, but it's definitely not difficult.
Well, you can see also we are very early in our journey, 345 miles total on the car. So we didn't drive it a lot because we had to connect it to Honda Link, which was an absolute nightmare. I don't know whether it was the dealership side, Honda side, or OnStar, but to get Honda Link, which is a very important app, especially for an EV, you have to connect first to OnStar, then to Honda, then to Honda Link. And that sounds really easy. It's just that when I call OnStar, and I did this for a week actually, it took just 7 days, and I told them that if I can't get Honda Link, I can't find a charging station. And that was how I got them to, I guess, put me on a priority up phone call.
The turning radius of this vehicle is just out of this world. I've been in so many different cars in my lifetime, and this thing will literally like turn at a right angle. It's amazing. I'm just blown away by it.
Big difference in size between this and the Ocean, right?
Yeah, it feels like you're driving a Cadillac Escalade.
Okay, and it's really big. I'll put the dimensions on the screen, but it is an absolutely large automobile. It feels large, it drives large. Everything about it is big. And wide, I guess, is the theme. How have you adjusted to the width of the car on the road?
When you're driving in West Virginia, you got to watch for people that drive left of center. So I must kind of hug the center line a little bit. I don't go over, but I just noticed a guy kind of hugging the berm there. So it's definitely a little bit wider, but I've driven Hummer H1s before, so I'm used to driving wide vehicles.
Okay.
It's not a problem. And the steering wheel feels very much like my Dodge Ram did. It's a big steering wheel, good grip.
What about the material on the steering wheel? How are you?
I like it. It feels like leather. Is it leather? I would assume it is. It feels like leather. It's firm.
This is the touring model, and Have you had any thoughts on the roof yet?
I think it's amazing. This roof not only opens up to a full sunroof, it also, you have an enclosure, so it can look like it's a solid roof. Let me demonstrate.
Left side.
This one.
Yep, other way.
It even has like the little wind visor here, catching bugs.
Very similar to California mode, just doesn't go back as far, and I think there's a little bit less to worry about functionality-wise. I don't have any reservations about whether or not it's going to work. And then how do you slide it forward?
Little push of a button that actually works.
It works every time. Okay. And that is the roof. And it's very quiet in here once you close the roof. But if you want more, you can actually slide a little bit more. So if you are not wanting any kind of anything, now this isn't really tinted. I will say that there is not a whole lot of tint on it. It is tinted, but it's not super dark. But you can cover this up completely. And now you just have like a regular roof. It's like no roof at all. And of course you can slide this back manually and stop it wherever you want. So if someone in the back doesn't want the roof open, if someone in the back doesn't want the roof open and someone in the front does, you can make that happen as well. My favorite thing is 3 knobs. You've got zone 1, zone 2, and volume. And they're regular knobs, and you can always find them and use them and touch them. And you don't have to touch any of this piano black. You can really just set it to auto and just kind of go from there. So you hit auto and you're set. You don't have to worry about the buttons too much.
On the left side here, it's got like how much battery you've used, like how much you have remaining. And then when you start up the vehicle, it tells you how much percentage it's at, the actual number. It tells you how much you're using right here.
So as far as the battery percentage not being displayed all the time, is that going to be something to get used to?
Maybe a little bit, but looking at it, I know I've got 75% range.
Okay.
I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
Okay, so just like an analog clock then.
Yep.
Okay, and then on the bottom left, you get your actual miles of range in mile estimate form. I believe it's an estimate. We'll have to test that later on, but there they are, 213 right now at right around 72, 73%. We left the house with 75%. The first time I charged it from low to full or to 80, there was 9% that just showed up the next day. So I definitely don't recommend ever charging this thing above 80% unless you've got a really, really long trip. But they charged it to 100% when I picked it up. I think they just went in there and thought, you know, hey, he probably wants it to 100%. And I will say my salesman did a lot of research for me to help me get information on the car. But it was their first sale of an EV at that Honda dealership, and we will definitely need a whole video for that. But I just wanted to give you Connie's first driving impressions, which to me are much more important. How important is your wife's impressions of your vehicle? Let me know in the comments.
I will say that I absolutely love this car. I didn't even drive the Ocean. I didn't want to drive the Ocean. The reason why is because shortly after ownership, you had that major catastrophe at the light where the car was like jerking back and forth and shut itself off basically. And I was just like, there is no way I'm driving in that because it's like a death trap. So this car I've been very pleased with. I absolutely love it. And the seats are nice. I think my son likes them as well for long trips. The back seats recline.
Shane, tell me about the seats.
They're pretty similar to a Tesla, kind of firm, but the suspension is definitely 20 times better than any Tesla. It's very smooth.
Sounds to me like the ride is more comfortable, but the seats in the Tesla are the winner. Is that accurate?
And seat quality, yes. Overall enjoyment of the ride, this definitely surpasses it.
That's a win for the Blazer EV, the Honda Prologue. The Honda Prologue. Remember, this is everything Blazer EV, even OnStar. We currently have Regen set at normal and one pedal driving is on. Connie, tell me about your impressions of this. Is this where you would leave it? Is this a...
Yes, because having a Tesla, owning a Tesla still, as soon as you let off, you know, it immediately comes to a stop. And I love the one pedal driving. It's much easier. I've driven everything from stick shift to, you know, regular cars, and the one pedal driving is very luxurious. It also has nice get up and go too.
So it isn't heavy on power, but it has plenty, in your opinion?
Yes.
Okay. All right, driving impressions, the Honda Prologue. Let us know what you want to know, and we will provide. Join Patreon or become a YouTube member for early access to videos. Also, feel free to email me at adamsevreviews@yahoo.com. Subscribe for more. We'll see you on the next one.
Hey, smash the like button.
Thank you.